Been another hot day and another long day. So now I've finished, I think I'll go into the Mount. That's a pub, suburban type pub, and it's just over the road from where I do my second job. So might as well pop in there and have a thirst quencher. So I'm in the Mount Tavern, which, as I said, is a nice little suburban pub. And one of the good things about the Mount is it's got a nice little beer garden, the little booths like this. Got me a pint of a drink called Summer Buzz, which is by Black Country, Holden's Brewery, Black Country beer. Very unusual. It looks like a light ale, but it tastes like a mild with a slight sort of honey taste to it. Pipe's going out. Got my Vaughan pipe that I usually have for work. The draw on it is a bit hard for some reason. It's not, I don't know why. It's meant to be a filter pipe, but it's got a little 9mm converter in there to make it a standard pipe. And I'm smoking the wild cherry tobacco that I won at the Nottingham Pipe Fair. But this pipe is, I usually smoke Condor Flake or some Bruno Flake in this, so it has got a bit of a ghost into it, which I can just slightly pick up on. I'll show you the beer garden. I think there's quite a few people that still smoke and want somewhere to go and drink, so this is ideal. Yeah? I think that the European Union smoking bans really damaged the pubs in this country. I've heard it estimated that about 2 public houses a day close in the UK just because of the competition, for one, with the supermarkets, which sell beer a lot cheaper, obviously in cans and bottles, and it's not a substitute for coming to a pub really. But the other thing I think is that people who smoke don't want to stand outside, especially in the winter. I mean, imagine, it's okay, it's lovely now to sit outside, but if it was freezing cold and you're having to wear thick jackets and hats just to come outside and have a smoke when you want to have a drink, I think most people will opt for going to the supermarket, buying a bottle of beer, sitting at home in the comfort of their own home, watching the television and smoking. So it's another thing the EU's done to mess things up, is bringing out smoking bans in public places like pubs. I've been working with a guy who's a retired prison officer, and he was saying to me about, he said, I don't know if you noticed, just last year or the year before, there was a lot of riots in prisons kicking off, and people didn't understand why. He said, if you look, all the prisons where they were having riots were all prisons where they tried to implement the smoking ban, because they have actually banned people from smoking in prison, but implementing it's more difficult. They stopped them buying tobacco in the what they call the canteen, which is like the shop for the prisoners. They stopped them buying tobacco, so now the price of smuggled tobacco in prison is the same price as smuggled heroin. And people have been stabbed and beaten up and got into debt in prison to try and get their fix of tobacco. So it's become, where it was always currency, in effect it's now extremely high value currency. And it's through no fault of the prison officers. It's because of the EU. And prison officers have maintained that to a prisoner, his cell is his temporary home. And if you're allowed to smoke in your own home, you should be allowed to smoke in your cell. But the EU's attitude is, no, it's a government, it's a building, a government building, it's a public place. You can't smoke in the place of work, and obviously there's prison officers, that's a place of work. So you're not allowed to smoke in prison, and where they've tried to enforce it, he said, it's just been horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Because a lot of these guys rely on their cigarettes to calm them down, their tobacco addiction, and to refuse them tobacco at a time when they're under stress a lot of the time anyway. It's an extremely bad idea. I wonder how they think of that in the States, in the land of, I'm not saying this sarcastically, I mean it's literally in the land of liberty. I wonder how they'd take that in the States. Would they allow a ban in prisons? Anyway, I've got to go because I've got an incoming call now, so bye-bye. Uh-oh, I'm running low on beer tokens.